Hello, welcome to my channel. I wanted to share with you some ideas about what to do when you are waiting for your manifestation, because of course we're not really waiting. We're always living in the end, but sometimes it can feel like we are waiting for our manifestation to show up, and I wanted to help you to use that time wisely. So that's what we're doing today. Stick around. My name is Hedley. If you would like any support with your law of assumption manifesting work that you're doing in your life to have the best possible reality that you can possibly imagine for yourself, then I am offering coaching, one-to-one coaching, and I would love to be a support character in your movie and help you write the best movie that you can possibly write for yourself. So you'll find those details in the box below this video or on my website, youaretheone.com.au. And I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is the ultimate story that you want to be telling. So you'll find those details there as well, but let's get into it. Okay, today I wanted to talk about what to do when you are waiting for your manifestation. Now, this comes with a little bit of a preface. You know what I'm going to say. Of course, we're never really waiting because we're always living from the end of already having what it is that we want, knowing that it's already done, your manifestation has to show up. Then you can't really be waiting because you already have what it is that you want. But then we also live in the 3D world, and there are times where reality has not yet caught up to all the amazing work that you are doing in consciousness or have done in consciousness. So there can be a lag time, which I like to say, or just time. We live in the world of time and space. So when we're working with consciousness, you can have anything you want right now, because there is only right now. Consciousness or awareness is now. Whatever you turn your awareness to now, you now have, you are now aware of. That's the whole point of awareness. You become aware of something, and that's why using your awareness wisely and judiciously is really important, because if you're placing your awareness on all the crap that you don't want, then that is what's going to impress on the subconscious, and then hey, bang, you're going to see that play out in your movie, because you are so powerful. You are so powerful. You've been doing this the whole time anyway. And now you're just becoming more aware of your power, which is your superpower, which is your star power, because you are the star of your movie, and you are writing your movie into manifestation moment to moment to moment to moment. And you are doing that with where you are placing your awareness. And we are often doing this with our awareness. We're over here and then we're over here. And these days with all the distractions, we're like poof, 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 poof. But this requires focus and discipline and proficiency with where you place your awareness. So where was I going with that? Waiting. Because we live in the world of time and space, there can be a period where you've done everything in consciousness, you know it's done, you know your manifestation is showing up, and you're going about your day, and you're kind of like, well, look, you know, I know it's done, but I would really love for it to show up. Like, I'd love to experience it with my 5 senses, because that's why I'm here. I'm in these beautiful bodies to have the experience of my desires in physical form. So, you know, let's get the party started. Let's get a move on. So what do you do in that time where you're waiting? And I had this experience recently where I found myself waiting, which is, it's unusual for me these days because I do so much of this work in consciousness, and I really work with the it is done state of consciousness. But I found myself waiting. I had sent off an email and I was waiting for the response. And I knew that there would be a period of time between the receiving of that email. But as the days passed, I kind of was like, hang on a second. This is a little bit unusual. What's going on? And it was really interesting. And this is the point that I wanted to make in this video, is to ask yourself, what are the assumptions that you are choosing in that waiting period? Because this was a really interesting thing for me. During that waiting period, the assumption that I jumped to was that I had said something to upset this person, that I'd done something wrong in some way, and that they were offended, and that they were just taking their time to figure out how best to respond. Not that I had said it like it was a lovely email, but it was so interesting for me to recognize I jumped to, oh no, I've upset this person, I've done something wrong. So what that waiting period did, it enabled me to bring that assumption into the light and meaning the light of awareness, where I could see it consciously, because that had been in my subconscious and I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I kind of was, but it was interesting to see it come up, and it was interesting for me to watch my thoughts go to that assumption. Once things sort of started to go into that "this is taking too long" phase, which I'm sure you're aware of, I looked at that and I went, wow, that's in my subconscious, that I will jump to, oh no, I've done something wrong, I've upset somebody. Now in the past, that assumption feels real to me. But now that you know, I know, we know what law of assumption is, once you see the assumption, then you can change it, because you have to be able to name it in order to change it. Obviously, the other way to say it is you can't change what you can't name. So now that I could see this assumption was running in my subconscious, I was like, oh wow, awesome. That's not going to stay around. I'm not going to have that one. So I just changed it to I'm always doing everything right. And I just changed it to the opposite. That's all I did. And then of course the email came in, and it was dated the day that I had sent my other email. They had actually written back that day. They hadn't been upset, they hadn't been offended, they hadn't been anything. They responded immediately. But the time gave me an opportunity to look at what are the assumptions that I jumped to when my manifestation hasn't come up. And then that gave me the opportunity to rewrite that assumption to the best assumption, or at least a better assumption. I'm going to do another video on writing out a super assumption. But yeah, I just wanted to encourage you to ask yourself, when you are in that time period between conviction and the expression of your manifestation, where does your mind go to? Do you continue to hold the best possible assumption about yourself in that period of time, or does your mind slip? Does those little kind of negative assumptions start to creep to the surface? And they will. And if you give yourself the opportunity to not react to them and in fact welcome them in and go, oh wow, that's been sitting there a while, let's dig that out and rewrite it and replace it with something that is going to get you what you want. And it's not even that, it's going to make you feel better. So during that waiting period, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling like, where is it, what's going on, just look at what assumptions are bubbling to the surface, because you get to rewrite them. And once you're aware of them and once you've changed them, then that is now the new assumption that you're carrying on for the rest of your day. The old one's gone and you've replaced it. You've brought it up, you've seen it, you've rewritten it, and you can move on. You don't have to experience that again. You don't have to experience that feeling again. And that waiting period can be a much more pleasant experience, because you're not questioning yourself. You're not wondering, oh my God, what are they thinking? What are they doing? How are they responding? Because all of that, it's very disempowering to that starring role that you are playing right now in your own movie. You're the star of your movie. You know this. I say it at the end of every video. You are the star of your movie. So if you're sitting there wondering, oh my God, like, what are they doing? What are they thinking? How are they responding? That's not the star. That's not how the star acts in that moment. That's how somebody who's forgotten they're the star and they've put somebody else in the starring role. But when you remind yourself that you are not a victim to your assumptions, that you are not a victim to your reality, and that everyone who is showing up is a character in your movie reflecting back the assumptions that you're holding, then you can use that waiting time really well and really wisely to look at what's going on in your subconscious and bring it up, rewrite it, and get on with your life. So I hope that helps. Enjoy that waiting time. You do not need to sort of stress and struggle through it. You can have an enjoyable time while you're waiting for your manifestation to show up. So just enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, and enjoy that waiting period, because it can be an enjoyable time if you decide for it to be. Thank you for listening. Please remember, you are the amazing creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you. Assume the best for everyone in your movie too. You will have an amazing life. And this is my wish, my vision, and my prayer for you and for me too. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.